The Rabbit and Gina podcast.
How did we get on to talking about when I first started in radio when I was 15 years old?
I'm busting to hear what happened, though.
But we were talking about you thought you'd made the song jump.
Oh, that's right. But
by
'cause
moving
my
your
chair.
chair.
That's right.
And no, that doesn't happen nowadays. But it did back in the day when you were playing records on the radio. So when I started in radio, hang on, let me get the right music. Because I feel like if you were telling this story, I would do this music, so I'll do it to myself as well. So when I started in radio, I used to ride my pony all the way into the radio station, or as we like to call it, the wireless. When I was on the wireless, I'd play the greatest hits from then to now. Funny thing is, now, from then is now then to us now.
It's true.
Right?
Did you used to do your own sound effects and stuff? I love those people that do
Whoop,
the
whoop, whoop,
live.
whoop.
I love it because I was trying to explain.
mean?
I was trying to explain that Rod really. I was talking to one of my girlfriends that Rod needs a haircut, and I said his hair's like.
That's funny.
See, sound effects.
I
'Cause
needed you back then. No. So when I started, we were playing records. I was 15 years old when I started in radio. Came straight out of work experience. That I was still in school. Started helping out at a radio station. Lied my way through everything that they asked me if I could do. Can you drive a column shift van? Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a license. Can you type? Yeah. Never been on a typewriter before. Didn't have computers really then.
So you didn't
we're
get
on
to
the,
practice.
on the typewriter, so I
Yeah.
just straight into it. Clunk. Clunk.
The old one finger type.
Clunk. You got those questions done? We need them for the quiz coming up. Nearly. Just about finished. Clunk. Clunk.
Question one. You just have to.
I just hung around, man. I was there every
Yeah,
day.
That's lovely.
They thought I worked there anyway. I was just the new kid that had started, and I wasn't being paid. I was just hanging out and just doing stuff.
Amazing, and you're still here.
Still here. I'm still not being paid. I just come in here and hang around and stuff.
It's fun.
Anyway, eventually I worked my way up to, and when I say eventually, it was only a matter of months. But I was in there practicing all the time, doing my radio voice.
I love that.
Radio voice. Wait, I was 15. Radio voice. Classic hits 95 BOPFM. Was where I started, and so I got a Saturday shift. I'd been doing mid-dawn, like the midnight till 6 a.m., just paneling, just pushing buttons and playing the songs on CD, some on record and stuff. Sometimes I'd let my mate Bully come in and do it himself. I was so loose. I'd let my mates in to control the radio station and stuff while I was off down in the kitchen. But then I got my first ever proper on-air talkie shift where I was going to talk. And it was a Saturday morning? No, it would have been Saturday afternoon. Saturday morning's prime time. Saturday afternoon, the 2 to 6 shift. And I've gone in there and here's what you got to get everything lined up and ready, and you got to load these cartridge things in, and that's what it plays all that, BOPFM news, and then the newsreader does the thing, and then you hit the next button. I don't know. Maybe I was doing my own sound effects. And it did the sport, and it did the weather, and all through this, I'd been practicing my first thing that I was going to do. I was going to talk about a couple of songs that were coming up, and blah, blah, blah. A lovely day across the bay today. I always tried to be a lot older than what I was.
Yeah.
What a lovely day.
Trying to be a bit posh as well.
Never said lovely in my life. So I just all I had to do was, man, I remember clearly the first time I ever turned my microphone on, because I used to muck around with it when I was on air doing the mid-dawn shift stuff. I'd turn my mic on, I'd sit there in silence, just freaking out, going, oh my God, if I spoke right now, I'd go on the radio. Wow. But this was the first time I was actually allowed to turn it on and speak. I turned it on, and I waited for the right bit where I was going to come out, and I had it written word for word in front of me. A lot like this show. It's very scripted. And I had every word written in front of me. It was only about 10 seconds long, what I had to say.
Yeah.
I said it all, and then had the CD player to the left of me, and had the song all queued up. Everything was perfect. and I finished what I was saying, and I hit play on Classic Hits 95 BOP FM. Hit play, Bay of Plenty is where it's from.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
bop, not doing the bop. And I hit play on the song, and I turned down my microphone, and I turned it off, and I sat there and went, I was like, oh my God, I nailed it. And I spun around in my chair to go and grab the next CD, and my knee hit the desk, and the CD jumped from 4 minutes of the song down to 16, 15, 14. It's counting down. It's jumped to the end of the song, and I didn't have the next song ready. So I'm frantically searching through for the next song and to put it into the other CD player, and it ran out. It ran out, and there was silence as I was trying to load it. My poor little 15-year-old heart.
Oh, that's funny.
Good times. And I never worked in radio again.
The Rabbit and Gina podcast.
I went into Kmart after I left here because, I thought, remember last week I was saying I'm going to pop into Kmart and get new undies?
Oh my God, you texted that to me when you were there. I think I texted you something, and then you texted back, and I laughed, and Sam goes, what's that? And I went, text from Gina. I'm in Kmart buying undies.
Well, when you go into Kmart and you go in for one thing and you come out with a trolley full. I don't know if that's just me or I think it's everybody.
I don't know. Might be just, it depends on the
bought-
queue at the counters for me.
No, I bought a big clothes thing to hang the clothes out inside because it's raining so much.
Yeah, good.
And that was massive, so I had to get a big trolley. And
I
bought
have an
a
irrational hate of those, by the way. Just so you know.
But you got to dry your clothes.
Don't set one up in the studio. I don't know where it comes from.
Okay. And I bought a tracksuit top and some tracksuit pants, and
Tracksuits?
Yeah, and one thing led to another.
When
and I
you
had
say tracksuit, I picture like John Howard would wear going on his morning walk kind of thing.
it's
like
not
that kind
made of Teflon. Is that
Okay.
what that stuff is? No, it's just like a hoodie.
Teflon. That goes in like frying pans.
What's that fabric that
I know the stuff
Kath
you mean.
and Kim.
Yeah, Kath and that's the picture. That's what I'm picturing.
It's not purple and pink or anything like that. It's just got a hoodie and tracky decks, black,
Right.
plain. Anyway, I bought a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And the weather wasn't raining when I got in there. And I get it. And you know what? I had to park on the roof.
Yeah.
Because I can't park underneath because I can't fit our car.
Well, you probably could,
I can't.
but you can't. Okay.
It takes me about 10 goes and it just gets embarrassing to fit in a normal park because our car's really big.
So you just park
And
out on Corelta
so-
Road and walk to Hannah Fair, catch a bus.
Pretty much. I parked on the roof. I go all the way to the top and I park a really long way away from any other cars. So it's not embarrassing.
Good for the
And
step count, though.
It's good for the step count. So it was fine when I went in. When I came out, it was the heaviest rain I've ever seen, like buckets of rain. And there's a bunch of us waiting underneath the thingy at the top of Kmart there. to
Yeah,
get
where
out
the
on
lifts
car park,
are.
Where
Yeah.
the lifts are. And I've got my trolley loaded. And so I put my keys in my front pocket, phone in my back pocket, so that as soon as I got to the car, I could open the car and everything. And I ran, and I got wet right through.
That's a great image.
I got to the car. And my keys fell out. So I had to run back.
With the trolley? Or would you leave the trolley? With the trolley? You
trolley.
look like one of those people doing that dash where right, you've got 1 minute. Get as many things off the shelves as you can.
Oh my God, an old mate who didn't run in the rain. The keys fell at his feet. So I had to run all the way back to a guy who made a very good decision. Get my keys and run back to the car. And I was...
Wait, where was he? He hadn't gone back into the shelter.
He made a good decision to not run yet. He thought, no, I'm going to wait this out.
Right.
So
Well, he was right back at the start.
Yeah, so my key fell out at his feet.
That's great.
So I've got
And then
the
he just
key.
stood there and watched
He
you.
didn't even run. I thought he might have picked it up and run it out
I
to
would.
me.
I would have run after you.
What's happened to chivalry?
I would have run out there. I would have been throwing hankies over puddles and everything.
The Rabbit and Gina podcast.
A week ago, I was watching this whole massive long clip of Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters, who passed away over the weekend, which I was, as the rest of the world, if you're a Foo Fighters fan, so shocked. I was watching this thing like a week ago of him doing a drum clinic kind of thing, just him talking about drums. And so... And what a story of it. He's been drumming for Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters have been together as a band for like 27, 28 years, and he's been there for 24 or 25
Wasn't he with
of those years.
Alanis Morissette?
It was with Alanis
prior to
Morissette
that?
before that. We
Yeah.
were drumming with her. And I love Taylor. We don't play a lot of Foo Fighters. Everyone has their own music. I have a massively broad range of music. But and I just told my son this last night, actually, because it was supposed to be a surprise for his birthday. But a couple of weeks ago, I bought tickets to Foo Fighters for December this year for Jordan's 18th birthday, and the two of us are going to go and see them down in Sydney. I don't know if the concert will go ahead now. I don't know if the you just don't know. Just don't know if they go. You know, Taylor would have wanted us to, whatever. It did make me think over the weekend. It hit me hard, man. Yeah. Over the weekend, with some people it does. When losing someone like a Prince or someone like that. Yeah. Some don't hit me as hard as others. Eddie Van Halen was the last one with me. Yeah. But with this Taylor Hawkins thing, such a shock, and it made me. I was sitting around thinking. I was listening to some Foo Fighters music on the weekend, and it reminded me of the last time I spoke to him. So
you got to actually speak to him.
Because I was supposed to be talking to someone from the Foo Fighters, and of course that means Dave Grohl, because he does all the interviews and stuff. Yeah. Dave Grohl it's him or Taylor. Yeah. But at the time, I don't know. You wouldn't have thought of that. Like, what was actually put to me from the record company was, hey, teeing up a chat with you with Foo Fighters. Yeah, awesome, great, love Foo Fighters. We can't get Dave Grohl. Yeah. We could get the drummer for you. And normally that would be nah, I'm okay, thanks. Because who knows the drummer? Yeah. But with this band, yeah. So I said, yes, that'd be awesome. I was all so excited to talk to him. And it was on the phone, and Taylor comes on the phone. They said, we're connecting you now with Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. Taylor, this is Rabbit Taylor, go ahead. And I was, hey, Taylor. And he's, hey, man, how you going? Such a cool, chill, relaxed dude. And just as we started talking, I could hear this noise in the background, and it sounded like splashing. And I said to him, what are you doing right now? Because I can hear water. And he goes, dude, I'm in the bath.
Really?
Went, you are not in the bath. And he goes, I am. And it wasn't weird to him at all. I'm like you're having a bath while you're talking to me. And he's like, you got to take it when you can get it. I'm like, splash around a bit, prove it. And so he's splashing around in the. That was weird. Multitasker, and just such a chill dude. And so I don't know. How do you finish something like this? I don't know. Does it hit you hard when musicians go?
Yeah. Well, that's because it's such a big part of your life, and music really takes you back, and to special times in your life, and totally,
and I know that you had a friend in the music industry. Was it in the music industry or not? No.
He was a bush poet, Prousty, and a really well-known local celebrity. He was a fiery and a plumber, and just a beautiful human. And he passed a little while ago. And I was telling you, we went to his funeral, and it was a real celebration of his life. Yeah. And, we really celebrated what an awesome human he was. And
I guess that's why I wanted to bring that up. It was just having a chat to him and finding out he's just, he's in the bath while doing it. And it's such a chilled, he's a great human, and I think that's it, isn't it? You sort of celebrate them.
Yeah, totally.
Who they were and what they meant to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The Rabbit and Gina podcast.
Well, I was grocery shopping on Friday.
Friday grocery shopping?
Friday, I do it any time. And Rod wanted to do some for the studio, for our recording studio, and he usually does it online. And there was a big wait.
What do you mean? What do you order for the recording studio?
Oh,
snacks.
Snacks and milk.
I've told you, you need to get a vending machine in there.
We really, really do. We do. But he usually does it online, and he said, they can't deliver till like next Tuesday or something. So he said, can you just grab me stuff? Sure. I said, send me a list. He sends me a text.
Who's this for? Is this for musicians that are recording in the studio?
Yeah.
So he can just go, hey, do you guys want some salmon?
Not salmon.
I don't know.
So he sends me a list. It's got bread, milk, ham, cheese, just, coffee, tea bags, biscuits. And I said, no. I'm not getting biscuits, because we used to always have like those Scotch finger Arnott's whole thing, a whole barrel of biscuits all the time.
Why can't you have biscuits
in the studio? Because we're too fat.
Stop it!
And I said, no. Let's not go back to always having biscuits, because he will eat like 5 in a row with a cup of coffee. So let's not go back. And you know what he said to me? Coles, don't judge me.
When you're adding things to your cart, to your basket online, imagine if it popped up, "Are you sure?" Or Rod tries to order a packet of biscuits and it sends you a notification. And you've got the option to block the purchase.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need. I just
That
can't
is
trust
unbelievable.
him.
You're not letting him have biscuits in the studio.
You know what? I got them.
Of course you did.
I did.
You
I
big
did.
softy. Oh, that's
But
so
I judged
funny.
him.
Yeah.
I did judge.
No, I could put it out there just so he knows, just so he's on notice. Because that could affect the business. What if bands didn't want to come and record in your studio anymore if word got out that there were no more biscuits in the studio? Man, times have changed, haven't they? Haven't they? From the stuff that the band, that the record company would tee up to have for the band.
I
at the
know.
studio.
Well, you know what? It's a good studio now has
What?
great coffee. It's all about the coffee. We have a
Really?
coffee machine at the studio. Yeah, musicians are coffee snobs.
Are they really?
Oh, they really are.
Well,
they really are.
Don't you take the coffee away. You've
No.
already,
Oh,
you've
you
already
can't
said,
take the coffee
Oh,
away.
you can't take the coffee away. That's funny. Word got out. There's no Tim Tams at the recording studio anymore. What kind of Bickies did he want, by the way?
You know the Arnott's mixed ones? You got Scotch Finger and you got those Kingstons
Oh, yeah.
and Nice.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah,
it looks like
sure.
nice. Yeah, just that mixed one. He likes those.
Like the big 10?
Oh, not a tin.
The big 10 that Nana
Well,
gets?
Yeah, it would be good in a tin because then you can keep them fresh.
Yeah.
But no, they just come in and it's a massive packet. And I think that he and his daughter Jem potentially probably ate all of them on Friday.
Listen
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah,
Listen to
I'm
you.
going to have to go and do a count. Actually,
That's exactly what he needs. You're going to go in there today and count the biscuits. Now, you know what he's going to do? He's going to sneak off and buy another packet like you do in the hotel room when you go and drink the minibar stuff and then you shoot down to Coles and you buy the same thing and put it
Yeah.
back in the fridge so you don't have to pay the high price.
Absolutely.
He's going to have another packet of biscuits and he's going to keep replacing some of the, in the thing there. So you go, "Oh, you've been doing really well, Rod."
The Rabbit and Gina Podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.